Hello everyone, it is Miss Simplicity here, and today I'm going to show you how you can use my simple labels PowerPoint file to create some labels for your classroom. I'm going to talk about a few different things, including how to change the fonts, the best way to print, and then some little tricks. So first of all, to get started, you simply need to have your file open. Remember that no matter what you do to your file, you can always go and re-download the master from TPT. I've been through thumb drives, hard drives, and everything in between, and whenever I lose anything, I always can go back to TPT and re-download it, and that has been a lifesaver for me because I've even lost my own stuff, and I can just get it back. Now, before I start on the tips, I just want to explain how sellers create these files. So sellers usually purchase the graphics, and when we do that, we abide by that artist's terms of use, and that always includes the fact that we can't just pass on a piece of clip art, that we need to somehow secure it and lock it down, and I've done that by putting 4 onto a page. And so that means that normally when you create these types of files, you can move those things around, but because I've bought it from another person and you've bought it from me, you can't do that, and that's respectful of copyright. So on each page, you'll find that the graphics themselves have been locked down. What's not locked down are the text boxes, and that's up to you to change them, move them, make them bigger, make them smaller, whatever you wish to do. I've put them in the right place to start with to make it easier for you, but you can manipulate those to your heart's content, okay? All right, so one thing that I'm going to do to start with is just show you how to do the font very easily and quickly, which is why I've chosen PowerPoint as my software. So over here, I'm going to select this one, and I think this one would make fantastic big tray labels for my class. So over here is where I can look at my pages, and now I want to work on this page. So I'm just going to click my mouse key over on this screen so that my computer knows that this is where I want to work. Now I want to change all of those 6 text boxes at once, and I'm on a PC or a laptop, so I'm going to press Control A. And what that does is it selects all those for editing at once. If you're on a Mac, it's a different command, and you'll probably know what that is because I don't, but it will be very similar, probably function A. All right, so now I've selected all 6. I'm going to go up to I'm on my home screen up here. I'm going to go up to my font, and I'm going to change it to, say, my state font. Let's pretend it's Foundation. And you can see all 6 have changed. Now they're a bit small for names, so I'm going to go up here and I'm going to let's try 65. Okay, I'm quite happy with that. The tails are going down a little bit, but it's taking up a nice lot of space. So now that I've finished editing all 6, I'm just going to click out of that, and now what I can do is now go ahead and type those names in. Oh, now I've accidentally pressed my mouse key and I've gone onto the wrong label. I'll just go back and click on it again, and it's still there. Okay, so now I'm going to go in here and let me see, I'll start typing names. All right, now let's say that I have finished these, and I'm just going to have a quick look at them. Okay, now these look pretty good to me. They're all looking uniform. What I'm going to do though is just have a look at Lindsay's. So Lindsay's I'm not 100% happy with, mainly because she has 2 Y's in her name, and to me they look a little bit cut off from the rest. So I've got some options. My first option is I could just try making that font smaller, okay? So just by changing it down to 60, I can see the Y's a little bit more, all right? Or I can change the text box. So to change the text box, what I'm going to do is just going to make it go up a little bit and fit that Y inside the box. So if I click on it, I can now use my arrow keys just to make it go up a little bit higher. And now the L is towards the top, but the Y's are fitting in down the bottom. Technically that's off center, but that's my preferred choice of what to do. But again, as I said, you can change the font as well, so that way you can manipulate it. Gary, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make his just go a little bit higher so I can see the Y, and so on. Okay? Okay, so that's how you change the font, that's how you change the names, and that's how you change the font size. One thing else that I'd like to explain to you is how not to panic. So often I sit with teachers and they're manipulating a file and they get themselves confused and in a bit of a fluster. And just know that everything that you do can be undone, and there's lots of ways of doing things. So a classic example is people accidentally move the text box and they go, oh, it's not where it is, what do I do? You don't need to start all over again. Teach your kids, teach yourself, you've got the magic undo button. So anytime you accidentally manipulate something that you don't mean to, just click the undo button. It goes back several steps, and if you go back too far, it can go forward several steps as well, and that's a really handy one. Okay? The next thing that I'd like to show you is how to best print these. Now, I recommend that you do it on a colour photocopier. I'm really lucky at my school that I have access to a colour photocopier. Doing it on your printer, unless you've got a very good printer, the quality of the print just isn't going to do justice to the labels, and it's going to be quite costly. So hopefully you can get yourself onto your school's colour printer. Now, over here, this is telling me that this document has 12 pages, and I'm just going to print this one here. Now, because we're in PowerPoint, it's considered a slide. So just interchange the word slide and page, and you'll work a lot more comfortably. So if I go up to File and I press Print, mine is not defaulted to a printer, so I'm just going to change it to my printer. Okay. Now, I've got 12 pages and it's telling me to print all slides, and I don't want that. I'm just going to print my current slide or my current page, which is the one that I'm on. Okay. If I happened to be on that one, I just remember the name and type it in here. Now, I also want you to go down to this one here where it says full page. Okay. I do want it to be a full page, but I want it to be high quality, and I wouldn't mind if it scaled it. Now, if I scale it, it's going to go a little bit bigger on my page. I suggest that you just print one page and have a look, because some printers and photocopiers might cut that off and others will go right to the edge. But it just means that you're going to get more label on your page. So I'm going to click that and give that a go my first time, even possibly in black and white, and just have a look. Okay, so now you can see that it's expanded. And now that's ready to go, I can press the print button. Now, I won't print today, but once you finish that, then you can simply go back and type in the next 6 names and print it off again. Okay? All right, the last thing that I'd like to show you is just some really super easy tricks about how to manipulate this whole file just to make it easy for your own organisation. This is actually not really important, and most people who are tech savvy understand this, but if you don't, it's a really good one to have in your head. So basically, I've got my file here from GPT. I can save that file time and time again, and I can give it a brand new name every time to make it easy for me. So if I want to make big tray labels, I can actually delete any of these that I don't want. So this is not going to, I'm going to delete it. I'm going to delete that one and that one. I don't want it. But I haven't lost it for good, because I'm going to save this as a new file with a new name, which means I'm going to have 2. I'm going to have my master, and then I'm going to have one that's just for my big trays. Okay, I can get rid of that too, but it's handy to keep that information. All right, so now I'm going to go to File, I'm going to Save As, and now I'm going to call it my Big Tray Labels 2019. Okay, and we're done. Now, as I mentioned before, you can, for example, just delete those, or I can go to my left, click on my slide, and right-click and press Duplicate Slide. And that means I can do enough for all the children in my class in one sitting and just print them out at once, particularly if I'm not near my photocopier and I want to do this and print them off later. So now I've got a whole file and I can go through and do all of those and have my whole class ready to go. Okay, I hope that you've picked up a few tips and tricks. I hope that you find my file easy to use. If you have any questions, I'm very approachable. The best place to contact me is on my Facebook page, Miss Simplicity, because then I can interact with you on Messenger. Thank you for listening. Have a fantastic day.